Speed.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's a great honor to have Zeph here with us in studio. Mr. Great couldn't come today, so I'm doing the interviews as MC photo. As you can see, some of my photography and video equipment is here. Zeph happened to be a blogger, and we will find out firsthand from him what it takes to be a blogger, how to make money as a blogger, what it's all about. Zeph, can you tell us a little bit about you and what you do?
Absolutely. So I'm pretty new to blogging. I initially launched in June of this year, and what I basically wanted was to have a space where I can share my personal thoughts and writings and points of view on how much I love life, people, to do human interest pieces that would be meaningful to people. And I also wanted to share reviews or how much I enjoyed film, theater, music, art, and then also within that to be able to provide exposure to local artists in the New York City area and region.
How do you plan to monetize and make money in blogging?
Okay, so I'd done a lot of research before I actually started. So I'm actually at the point of starting to monetize right now. So the main way that people make money blogging is through ad sales. So what is highly recommended is that you have at least a steady stream of about 250 unique page views per day before you start monetizing.
And how do you reach that number of views?
Okay, so for me personally, based on the research I did, the strategy I utilized was to have social media accounts that were tied to the blog, and the blog is thezebraworks.com. And what I did is I created social media accounts on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram that were tied to the blog. So every time I posted something new, I shared to social media, both the social media accounts that are tied to the ZebraWorks, as well as my personal social media accounts. And I just tried to make sure that I created good content that people would enjoy and come back to see what else I'm writing about, what else I'm interested in. And I think the most important thing is to have good content.
How do you make a good content? What is substitute? Do you need education or experience in what you're writing about?
Yes, I think the primary thing is to be passionate about whatever your topic is. And to love what you do. So for me, this obviously it's a bit broad, my mission for the blog, but I genuinely do love life. I've been a lifelong optimist, so I always see the glasses half full, and with that perspective is the way I meet people, introduce myself to people, get to know them, ask them about their work and their artistry in their individual field. And so I just figure I'd always reach out to subjects that I'm interested in learning more about, or people whose work I enjoy, in hopes of giving them greater exposure so that other people can discover their work.
Okay, how do you get known? Like, what do you do? Do you do maybe SEO, maybe spending money? Like,
yes, so I've done, for the initial time frame, for the first 3 months, I've done paid advertisements on Facebook with Google Ads, and a few minor ones are recently on Twitter, but primarily Google and Facebook
ads. Did it
ads.
work for you?
Yes.
For me, it's very little return.
It is. No, it has worked. And what I have learned is I have gotten better. In the beginning, I think I was a little bit green about what it takes to have a successful promotion.
In advance and then just post it in a particular time, or you just go like try this, it works, and then you move to something else?
No. I don't use that approach. My initial approach is to write about someone or something I love and care deeply about, and then I worry about marketing and promoting afterward.
You love today, maybe tomorrow not so much, or maybe you love tomorrow something else. So you can, let's say for me, when I write, right, I go on an island, we go on vacation, and then I just have nothing to do, so I write a lot. And then I have time later on to publish what I wrote during those moments when I have this vision and those ideas with the water and ocean and stuff. But pardon me. But some folks actually require daily publication.
Correct. No, my goal has been to, and again, I have a regular 9 to 5 job in addition to the blog. So
What do you do?
time is of the essence. I'm a production manager at a small cosmetics company startup.
Nice.
But I
What's
have,
that mean?
well, basically I do a lot of purchasing, production planning, oversee assembly schedules. So I interact with a lot of people in a supply chain function for cosmetics.
Okay. Don't you think this would be something that beautiful and interesting subject for the blog? People want to be a production manager. They want, a lot of people want to be in the cosmetic industry. Those things that you do, a lot of kids out of college, they dream to have your job and to be in that kind of production. They would love to know, look inside to the industry, how to...
Well, I had never even considered it, and now that you've said it, I will consider it for the future, because for me, it just, that kind of a thing didn't fall into the realm of my mission for the blog. But there's no reason that I couldn't write something
life.
about it
It's life.
to
It's
help people.
a lot of folks who want to be in the fashion industry or cosmetic industry or whatever.
That's true.
And they want to have those gigs, and they have no idea how the real world works. The college or the doesn't get them prepared for what you do on daily basis. For you, it's
No.
just day job. For them, that's a dream job.
Right. And actually, before my current position, I was actually at L'Oreal. And because it's a much bigger machine and a bigger company, I actually often became a mentor figure to a lot of the young people who did start at the company straight out of college. Because even with a college education, even having an entry and landing a gig at a big cosmetics company, there is a lot
Just the brand itself
that as a
gets-
young
gets
person,
them.
right.
They just want to work for the brand. They don't care even if they cleaning there, as long as it's.
But there's
the
a lot to
name.
learn, and they need to learn about business and etiquette and their own career trajectories and how to get where they want to get.
For me, let's say, I think for blogging, let's say I sell to companies like that, right? I interact with them. So the procurement is very interesting because I need to go through those gatekeepers to get to the
Yes.
CEO to get those orders. I like when Amazon gives me a call and buys for me. I like those calls, and no matter how
doesn't?
many calls I give to them, it's
Right.
not that many returned. I'm not Mr. Wonderful from
Right.
Kevin O'Leary. I'm just Mr. Great
Right.
in that sense. But it's much smaller, a niche market. But it's interesting what to say, what to write, how to approach those guys like you who out there to get
Right.
into the procurement deal with you.
No, and that's a great idea for the future, which I definitely will pursue now that you recommended it.
Okay.
It's just that thus far, it hasn't been the focus of the blog. So for the
about
most
life
part,
mostly.
it's mostly about life and arts and just having meaningful connections and having meaningful experiences, whether it's through art or artists, but also with other people as human beings. I'm a firm believer that to have a good, healthy life and a healthy mental state, we really need human connection. And I think even if you only have one person in your life who you have a strong, meaningful, deep connection with, that is enough to sustain you. But we need that. Like, as a society, I think to a degree we've gotten a little
I'm
bit...
sustainable by myself. When my kids leave me alone, and my wife leaves me, I'm
They
happy.
are,
I'm
but the
fine.
reality
I'm
is-
happy to be with my family, with my friends. But I don't think I need anybody of outside to have a relationship just to know who I am.
But you just said it. You're talking about your children. So you have the love of your children,
Of course.
the connection to your children, the connection to your wife. That is something deep and meaningful that can carry you day to day, year to year, for a whole lifetime.
Have
And
you
that
heard
is
the
something.
expression, baby needs new shoes. Every time you wake up, you know that.
Yes, but
you
new
need to
shoes
produce.
are nice for a day, a month, a year, but a lasting
I'm
connection,
looking
a lasting
at the
emotional
legacy.
connection with
I'm
a person
past that point.
can last a lifetime. And it lasts whether, even if you lose the person first or they lose you first. If you've had a meaningful connection and a meaningful interaction with another human being,
You talking about legacy?
that's eternal.
Look, guys like me who have money, who done it, who accomplish things, I don't really care like for like procurements of next day. Mostly I care about like what I'm gonna do for them, the next generations, where it comes like the legacy is very important.
Correct. But here's a question then, based on this train or thought that you're on. So is it more meaningful for you as a person, as Alexander, is it more meaning for you that you got your kids a new pair of shoes or a cool video game or a toy? Or is it more meaningful for you that years down the line that they remember how much you loved them, how much you nurtured them when they were growing up? Which matters more to you?
Neither. I don't think both is important. I don't care for the material things, and I don't care. Like I'm Jewish, right? In the Jewish tradition, today is a Yom Kippur, so it's a very important day when we say, you know, basically forgive and move forward. It's important for someone like me, live today. After I die, it's gone. It's all darkness. So I want to care for the people who are right next to me today.
As you should. As you should.
So the purchasing things or like leaving a legacy, all those things is, you know, in Ecclesiastes, it's not there.
Correct. But even in Judaism, you have mitzvahs, and people earn mitzvahs through their life. You know, so those blessings that either you have gained or bestowed on somebody, those beget other blessings, which beget other blessings. So realistically, if you're putting out all of this positive energy and positive interaction through kindness and gratitude towards other human beings, they're passing it on to other people. So wouldn't you rather proliferate something good and positive in the world, you know, beyond your own immediate sphere? And that's... Absolutely. That to me means everything.
Maslow here, it's there. I trust it. It makes sense. Okay. Yes. So that's what your blog is about. Now I got it. Okay.
I'm glad you got it.
Hopefully the audience can follow the.
I sure hope so.
Ideas. And ladies and gentlemen, if you have more questions for our guest, you're welcome to write us, email. Hopefully you decide to come back again.
Oh, absolutely. If you'll have me, I'll absolutely come back again.
More questions, and we'll be glad to have you.
Great. And make sure you visit thezebraworks.com.
Thezebraworks.com.
Yes.
Just read